Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto live stream. I hope everything is working okay. It's been interesting, all right? It's definitely been interesting. I've been watching the XRP price unfold for a little bit, and you guys most likely all have seen the price tumble a little bit as well, right? I mean, you can't really miss it, to be honest with you. I mean, everybody just saw it. It went down like 4% or so in a couple of hours. And to be honest, most that I could find, right? The most important thing was this right here. And I guess we can actually let go of a couple of theories on it because... Oh wait, somebody's trying to... Let me close a window. Somebody's trying to start a car, but it's not working. There we go. That would be a little bit annoying, maybe, if you can hear the in the background the whole entire time. No, and you might also hear the fans a little bit in the background blazing. You're wondering, yes, it's a MacBook. Yes, it kind of sucks when things are really hot outside, and that's exactly the situation right now. I'm also going to quickly share the stream over on Le Twitter to see if some people might want to hop on as well and come say hi. No, but this by far is one of the most important articles of today. Let's say 100% certain, because even Binance now, just like 5-10 minutes ago, actually gave a notification to all people who have the app that this was going on. Flare launch date? There's no Flare launch date just quite yet, if I'm not mistaken. So that has nothing to do with all this. Let me quickly just share it over on Twitter and on Discord. I have done Twitter now, and then we can get started with the entire news. I have a lot of stuff to talk about, guys, a lot of freaking stuff. And I wanted to make videos about it, but I was like, you know what? Let's do a stream, because why not, right? I have the time, and then you can just see whatever news is popping up as it comes up. So let me quickly try to share it over on Discord. I'm kind of bad at that, and I'm not sure exactly how that came to be. There we go. Discord number 1 and Discord number 2. All right, YouTube channel. We can share it. All right, guys, where you guys are watching from? Let me know in the chat box real quick. Where you guys are watching from? Right now, it is almost 5 p.m. It's actually 3 minutes to 5 p.m. for moi. All right, let's cover everything. First of all, Goldman Sachs starts trading Bitcoin futures in partnership with Mike Novograd's Galaxy Digital. This is the most breaking news of today, as I've just said. Binance even tweeted it, or not tweeted it, like gave a notification to all the people holding. And one of the most interesting pieces of conspiracy, so to speak, that I saw was people saying that this little connection here is such a huge integration again that they want to get the price lower because some big boys want to enter the space. I also saw some guys talk about, what was it now? What freaking country? Man, I sometimes forget those names. El Salvador was number 1. In July, there was going to be this other country that's going to enter the crypto space. Paraguay? Was it Paraguay? Let me quickly open it up on the side here. I sometimes forget those freaking names here. Well, we are going to wait for that to load. One country now is also going to join in July, and basically there's a huge amount of interest in just working with crypto right now that maybe they want to get the price down to actually get some better entries. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be something too crazy. But what happened here was the banking behemoth Goldman Sachs has started trading CME Group's Bitcoin futures in partnership with Galaxy Digital, according to a June 18th report. Mike Novograd's crypto firm will act as the bank's liquidity provider, and as reported by You Today, Goldman Sachs relaunched its crypto trading desk back in March. Earlier this month, it has also announced its plans to expand into Ether trading. Max Minton, Goldman Sachs Asia Pacific head of digital assets, says the banking institution is responding to client demand. Quote, "Our goal is to equip our clients with the best execution pricing and secure access to the assets that they want to trade. In 2021, this now includes crypto, and we are pleased to have found a partner with a broad range of liquidity venues and differentiated derivative capabilities spanning the crypto ecosystem." So that, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very nice to see. I always like it when these banks just have no other option, because JP Morgan was one of them to say they just have to, and here's another one that just says they have to do it. There's no way around it anymore. Oh yeah, it was Paraguay, by the way. If you're wondering which one it was Paraguay. I have it open right here. It has to load in. Here we go. So El Salvador was definitely the first country to get it done. Right now, the second one is Paraguay, which has officially confirmed that in July they're going to legislate Bitcoin properly, which is a good thing. I see that in the comment section very often, saying, Dusty, you provide FUD this, FUD that. And I always tell them, you sure about that, buddy? Because what I personally believe is that most of the stuff we cover here in terms of regulation are very positive things. Make sure you understand that Bitcoin inherently is really bad for the financial system, because it's literally anti-financial system, right, for the current infrastructure. So them wanting to regulate it is like a really, really big plus, because that means they're open to working with instead of working against. So I personally really like it. Now, let's quickly see. Did I cover both of these? Oh, Senator Cynthia Lummis reports on important upcoming talks with Biden about Bitcoin. Again, another really interesting part. Bitcoin, Biden. We're not exactly sure how that's going to roll out. To be honest, one of the first times I saw these little discussions popping up between Biden and his stance on Bitcoin, I was really scared, because many people said in the realm that Trump used to be really bullish on Bitcoin, yet all he gave out was just negative stuff on Bitcoin. Biden, however, has been rumored to be bearish a couple of times, yet everything that he's been posting surrounding crypto and every decision has actually been quite progressive. Except for, I guess, the SEC stance, which, again, is definitely debatable as of right now. But, I mean, Gary Gensler, who's the head of the SEC, we don't actually know what his opinion on XRP is. We know his opinion on Ethereum is that it's a security, but what exactly he thinks about XRP, nobody actually really knows, which I think is also interesting. Senator Cynthia Lummis reports on important upcoming talks, and she basically said, surrounding the NRCC's decision to accept voluntary donations in the form of crypto, which is, again, the politics are now accepting crypto donations. She said, welcome to the future, friends. And she also says that she's going to be talking with Biden, or with the Biden administration, at least, on the topic of Bitcoin, calling the talks encouraging and productive. So a lot of cool stuff, I think, is going to be flowing out of this specific part here. I like to see this. You can never say you don't like to see this type of stuff, right? It is really, really good. Then Michael Saylor, a really big Bitcoin bull, definitely one of the biggest top spearheads, whatever you want to call it, for Bitcoin, has changed his mind on Ethereum. Also something I like to see, he's basically changed his mind from a Bitcoin only type of guy to, you know what, we're also planning to add other crypto to our portfolio, basically. And yeah, I think that's a really nice thing. He is a really big bull, and, well, for him to change his mind like that is a really big deal. I also wonder sometimes, will people like this change their minds on XRP too if push comes to shove? When things get properly regulated, will they also change their minds on that? I do sometimes wonder. Not that I know or can figure out, but I do wonder. And by the way, about the price, why did the price fall down? There's only two things which you could say. One is that it's just because of Bitcoin. Let's quickly actually check that out. Bitcoin has broken out towards the upside. I think you guys were all watching that too, right? That was really fun. But right now it's kind of coming back into the pattern which we've seen before. Depending on exactly what it's going to do right now, we should actually say whether or not it has broken the sort of trend that has been forming. Like right now you can see that basically the trend is looking like this. Can I get a trend line in there? Is it working? I already pressed, but things are kind of looking slow. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's kind of looking like that. The trend forming is still making higher lows every single time. And if that continues on, there's nothing really bad that I can say. But that's, again, going to depend on what exactly we're going to see happen from here on forward. I actually want to take the bodies, but it doesn't really line up properly. But you're seeing us making one low here, a second low, and a third low. As long as we kind of bounce up from one of these points here, it actually does not matter too much just quite yet. And I guess I could say we are still excited. Now, you might say, though, that since Bitcoin broke out towards the downside a little bit, and XRP actually broke its structure a little bit earlier as well. I have that open on Bybit. Let me quickly go grab it here. The structure line I had put in place for XRP. By the way, I'm not sure exactly why the laptop here, a couple thousand, I think $2,500 here, is overheating this much. But I guess it's just a piece of garbage from Apple, right? I mean, I do like the products because they're really interoperable, but man, oh man, are these laptops bad, right? MacBook Pro, Man, dude, are they bad. I really find that they suck ass. Really, really bad things. My opinion, once more. Let me quickly give you guys the structure here that we put up for... it's not going to work. Let me quickly put this up better. I need good mouse position. There we go. Gonna pop on in. There we go. It's all so freaking slow, man. Not exactly sure why that's the case. Hopefully you guys can still watch everything, though. Hey, Rothboss coming in with the XRP gang. Haven't seen you in a little while, Rothboss. I still think I see your comments every here and there, but not as often as before. I guess it might also be because we haven't been doing the streams as often as we've been doing them before, huh? Maybe that could also be a good reason as to why. Yeah, I really want to get back into it, but it's difficult nowadays because the internet or laptop is just so overheating that I'm like, if I'm going to start it, it's going to buffer a lot, and I don't want to have that. So let me quickly zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. What I kind of drew in for XRP here is kind of a demand zone, a little interesting one right here, if it's going to load properly. And this little line, which you can also see, is basically the trend that has been forming for the last couple of days at least. And right now, a couple of hours ago, we kind of broke through that. As you can see here, there's this little blue zone, right? That's an area where people just pick up XRP every single time. And right now, we have re-entered back to the area, which is fine. But the question is just, are we going to break below that, yes or no? Now, a little bit of a break below is always fine. It's not that big a deal. But depending on how bad you break it, we should, again, kind of start to consider different things, because we basically want to bounce from this area and come back upwards. Preferably, we'd actually follow the trend along that we made on the 23rd-ish of May, basically coming back up, making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. But since we broke that, I guess for right now, all we can kind of wait for here is just to not cross below this little zone, which we have not crossed for a very long while here, all right? Even here, May 30th, we didn't cross below. So that, again, would make a lower low, which would, again, show some negativity for altcoins specifically. But it wouldn't be too bad. It would just not be preferable. Guys, if you're watching this right now, by the way, make sure you quickly press that like button. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't do anything negative or anything like that. It just helps a little bit with the YouTube algorithm and shows this live stream to more people. That's all you're doing. You're helping with the YouTube algorithm, right? That's all. And again, it doesn't cost you anything. There's 350 people watching and only 50 likes pressed. So make sure you quickly. And I set that, boom, instantly we got the first little, I'm not sure, lag spike, FPS drop. I don't know. Let me quickly go out my story. So hopefully we can just, get this done before the entire computer breaks down. Let me also try to close Bybit. By the way, guys, on Bybit right now, there's a $1,700 bonus, I believe. $1,700 in total, I believe there is. I'll also close this one. Maybe it can work a little bit better then. You know what? I'll just close the articles which we've talked about to maybe help the computer perform a little bit better. Chinese Bitcoin mining shakeout may have surprised Bitcoin price consequences. Bitcoin's production cost is dropping, and price action often rebounds to new highs if it dips below, data shows. To be honest with you, all this talk of a Chinese Bitcoin mining shakeout, even though this is kind of recent, this article just popped up an hour ago or so, I believe that it's kind of outdated, as we have concluded now that all the Bitcoin mining stuff is just been made important by people, yet if you really start to think about what exactly it does, it really isn't that big of a deal at all. I'm talking about just regulations from China, but also China making any difference or any change to how mining operates over there, like what rules there are. Unless they completely banned Bitcoin mining, which again, there was a kind of a chance for, that would make the network kind of wobbly for a couple of weeks maybe. If they just make their electricity cheaper, their Bitcoin mining greener or anything like that, who really cares about that? I mean, Elon Musk made it a really big deal, but who really cares about how green the Bitcoin stuff is? Why am I saying that? It's because you most likely don't even know how green Bitcoin actually is, nor do I. Why? Because it's extremely hard to measure. How exactly can you find out what exact energy that some of these miners are using, which again is a decentralized system, and so you can never find exactly who is doing what, is actually renewable? How can you know if I, with my, let's say for example, $50 million Bitcoin mining farm, am using renewable energy or not? If I don't make it public, because I don't have to following my regulation and rules, how can you know? Right? So I'm also thinking with China, it's only if the Chinese government lets go of new information that we can know about it. Then again, otherwise, how would you know? I've been thinking about that for a little while. Nicholas Harrison came with a £2 saying S&P opened super low today. Could have an effect. Okay, that is the real stuff. That, my guy, is actually a really important part. So we might have to look at the traditional news then, because whenever the S&P drops, you already know it. Bitcoin is going to drop like crazy. Happens every single time. This might be a little bit of a ditch. It's actually not that severe. But it's also kind of funny how every single time that the S&P budges or one of these big indices budges, Bitcoin does too. It's kind of interesting because it should have the inverse correlation, right? Where stocks and Bitcoin go exactly the opposite way around, but it never really happens that way. Let me actually type in if I can find SP 500 Bitcoin correlation. You know what? I can actually put on a fan as well. Maybe that would help the computer. Or open a window. But I think there would be too much sound if I open the window. Because, again, you already know how it works in these areas, all right? People scream outside, right? They don't care. Let me try. Let me see. Or maybe the wind itself is too loud, actually. I'm not sure. In terms of heat, 1,000 times better. In terms of awkwardness, times 1,000. And I'm not exactly sure what else to say. Maybe you're going to hear planes and stuff like that too. Let me open up this article right here. Bitcoin correlation to markets hit a record in 2020. No, this is just for until 2020. You can see the wait a minute. The correlation between S&P 500 and Bitcoin is 1%. This is no correlation whatsoever then. I would like to debate this one for a little second right here, guys. Maybe it's because of the exact movement of Bitcoin. Well, it's a difficult one. I think that should be way higher. The correlation between the stock, maybe the S&P, maybe I should have just, no, I'm not exactly sure what else to put up here. I thought it would be way higher than that. Because 0 or 1 or even 10, 20, 25, that all means no correlation whatsoever. Let me type in SP5, I'm going to type it in once more. Bitcoin correlation. Let me see if I can find something. Maybe we can find an image here which shows the correlation. Okay, here we got a pretty good one here, I think. So this is again the orange line is the 1 week EMA or the 1 week MA 200 for Bitcoin. Black line is 1 week MA 300. Just the average line. Okay. Well, all it has to show you basically here is just the same time frame. Okay, they've been put on the same order here, and the fact that every time that this one comes down, the same thing happens for S&P, but I'm assuming it's the other way around. Then again, they find the same supports. You can see here the 1 weekly 200 MA supported the Bitcoin price. Did the same thing for the S&P 500, and right now, this is right around this time, right, a couple of weeks ago, when Bitcoin fell from its all-time high. So we're talking like May somewhere. It actually kind of the same pattern. Right now, if the S&P did such a thing, like you guys have been saying, then it's not that strange. Let's type it in. Let's see if we can find it here. Okay, yeah, it's pretty down. All right, that's pretty down here. I'm not exactly sure how much percent this is, but most likely a 0.5% or so. It's 1.7 over the entire day, but I'm not exactly sure. We're right now 11, so it could be that it's taking it from this point here-ish, right? From the highest point here, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's 2%. You guys let me know in the comment section, man, whatever. By the way, is this stream okay? How's the stream doing, guys? Is it okay? Is it watchable? Is it bearable? Let me quickly on the chat box. Eduardo says, Dusty, that's not the point. Few people really care about that kind of green when it comes to money. Proof is there. No debate about that. China itself is what to worry about. Then again, what exact part of China should you worry about then? That they're going to take over, put even more incentives to mine Bitcoin, or what? That they're going to ban it all the way? If they ban it all the way, what's the problem? Because the US and other countries will pick it up. So Bitcoin will be unstable for a little while, but it will correct itself. That's what Bitcoin was designed for. It's only if China starts a massive attack and tries to work a couple of cartels in and then, kind of form a group of more than 51% or 50%, I guess, and just, go hostile towards Bitcoin, that it's a bad thing. If they ban everything, it wouldn't really do bad stuff. So I'm not sure about that, man. Audio is fine, good stream. All right, perfect, guys. Let's quickly see what else we have here. This was an interesting one. Ripple v SEC possible settlement not happening this year. Can only happen starting January 2022 by legal expert. Oh my days, this was pretty funny to me. The SEC recently got the court's backing to extend the discovery deadline by a further 60 days. And according to one expert, again, we're talking about Jeremy Hogan here, this means a settlement can happen this year. Despite the SEC getting an upper hand in some small battles, the war remains set on the two major issues: whether XRP is a security and whether Ripple had fair notice. Now, to kind of cut you some slack here, the problem here that we, I guess, have is that people said before that this 60-day extension was a really bad thing, right? I covered in a couple of videos already why it's actually not a bad deal, not a big deal. And also, I guess that right now the entire lawsuit has been pushed back. People are scared about that. Jeremy Hogan also points out that yes, that's been the case. He actually kind of goes into the entire situation here. Ripple's, I think he actually put up a quote somewhere. Let's quickly see. Okay, here it is. The judge pushing back discovery 60 days changes all time frames, the attorney revealed. According to him, no settlement looks likely until at least after the close of discovery. This looks likely to be after September 16th, and after that, both parties have no later than 30 days to file their motions for summary judgment. Once you factor in the responses to the motions, it pushes any settlement at least until January of next year, marking 1 year and a month since the case was first filed. And I'm not exactly sure how that lines up, those dates, but then again, I mean, who really cares? I personally still believe that it could happen earlier, but he's just estimating or assuming this because they extended, so there most likely is no settlement coming within this discovery period. Then again, it is possible. Summary judgment, though, that's kind of scary, man. I mean, if you think about it, because then it's all up to the judge. Then again, the judge has been looking really positive towards Ripple, so I'm not that worried, but I do see it as a scary thing. This Bitcoin holder metric just flipped green for the first time in 8 months. Here's what it means. It's kind of funny again that this happened just before a little bit of a Bitcoin crash. We actually have been covering a lot of bullish indicators over the last couple of days anyway. Then again, people might be anticipating this death cross happening to Bitcoin. I've told you guys before, the death cross is not an indicator which is 100% accurate, nor is it something which you should really be afraid of. It's just that people all fear the same thing that makes it scary. But the death cross inherently, which again is this yellow line crossing below the red line, is not something that we should actually be too worried about. It's just, again, other people reacting to it that I would say is kind of scary. By the way, right now the MacBook is lagging itself out a little bit again. I'm just trying to close that TradingView tab because it kind of feels as if that is what's making it lag whenever I open that up. Because the rest is all working kind of fine. So this metric here, well, let's quickly check it out. Popular crypto expert Will Clement noted the last Bitcoin development as a sequel to last month's net holder position outlook, which showed a large sale of Bitcoin coming from the camp of impatient short-term holders. And right now we got a little bit of a rebound because people are, I guess, coming back up, buying the dip, getting happy with all of this. What does this imply? Well, the biggest take from this new index is that the patient Bitcoin holders may now finally see positive returns on their longer-term investments. Well, do I really have to cover this? I mean, at first you would think, oh yeah, this is so good, this indicator has turned bullish, blah, blah, blah. Well, the price went down significantly today, so can we say this is all that good? By the way, somebody said here, death cross means dip, golden cross is bullish. I mean, depends on how you see it. A death cross, just in the easiest terms, means that the 50 average movement, or let's say the average of the last 50 days, specifically the closing price, we usually use the exponential moving average, but you can also use a normal moving average. It doesn't really matter that much, whatever you want to use. Where the short-term prices, aka the 50, go below the 200, meaning that the longer-term average price is actually higher than the shorter-term average price. And that basically means there's a negative trend going on, or kind of some people say a bear market, and thus the price will move down lower because, again, that's kind of the narrative which you're pushing. So often the saying is you trade with the flow, not against it. So if the 50 goes below the 200, it basically means on average, things have been doing worse than they did back then. And on average, we've just been going downhill. So you're going to trade with that flow, which means you're going to trade the price to go down further, basically. Is it really a big deal? Debatable, right? It can. And I would say that it has a pretty high accuracy in bigger markets. Like if it's a daily or a weekly, it has a lot more severity than, of course, an hourly or something like that. And I would say that you might want to use it if you pair it with a couple of other indicators and just like, for example, right now, just attempt it, if you know what I mean. But I wouldn't be able to say that it's a one-to-one thing where it's certainly going to go down now after this death cross or anything like that. Because if everybody's anticipating the same death cross, then, well, a lot of people, for example, the rich guys and the big guys with a lot of money, will buy in anticipation of this event. So, yeah, it might be also that people are pushing the price down right now to actually get this death cross going on so they can make more money. There's such a huge amount of manipulation right now, mostly because these huge institutions are entering the space. We have seen it now. Big whales getting in, huge amount of whales actually. I've been covering that for a couple of days right now, and a huge amount of proper regulation. This space is legitimizing, guys. So price fluctuations, right now it's a lot easier to do than in a couple of months or a couple of years from now. So most likely a lot of people are taking their last advantages before crypto becomes quote-unquote normal. And again, this holder net position change and holder net position change BTC. So it has finally turned green again. That's all we can say about this. It can be a little nudge though. Maybe it's going to be red tomorrow. Maybe it's going to be red later today. But people are excited about that. I'm not sure if you should actually put any faith in that. McLaren Racing unveils multi-year Tezos deal, including sim racing partnership. I don't care about all of this, to be honest with you. I'm not that. Are you guys NASCAR fans? But basically, because NASCAR also just had a deal with one of their drivers to actually pay him out in Bitcoin and Litecoin. All this is doing is they're launching an NFT over on Tezos. And people are really excited about that. I'm not too sure, man. I've just not really had the big feeling for NFTs. I think NFTs can be big, but in the way they're used right now, it's just kind of a money grab. That's kind of how I feel about it. So, no, I'm not too excited about it, to be honest with you. Then, Coinbase announces delay in Shiba Inu listing. Ooh, that is not too nice, huh? Shiba Inu is holding steady for now after the sudden crash in value a day after leading US-based crypto exchange Coinbase delayed its plans to launch its token, or I guess the sheep token. And yeah, if you're a sheep holder, it's definitely not too nice, but yeah, it's the way that things sometimes go, right? That's the way that sometimes things go. Danske Bank, Danske from Denmark, clarifies it won't support crypto investments for now, but will review its position later. This is actually not the first article I read about it. It was just posted like a couple of minutes ago. This was the first one I read, which was Bitcoin ban upheld at Denmark's biggest bank amid growing client demand. When I told you guys a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago already now, that big banks, big institutions are coming in and they have to let go of a position or stance, you think I was joking? No, I wasn't joking, guys. Look at this one. Denmark now, one of the biggest banks, has also let go of a statement. They said they won't lift a ban on trading Bitcoin and other crypto on its platform, despite growing interest from clients. Denmark's biggest bank pointed to a lack of transparency and regulation in crypto trading in a statement on its website. It also warned of volatile and opaque pricing and noted that the carbon footprint of mining crypto is at odds with the Danske's goal of doing sustainable banking. You know what's funny? That not that many people were really that scared or talking about the environmental footprint of Bitcoin until Ripple started really going at it heavily, and also Tesla's Elon Musk obviously went on ham about that part. I've been thinking for a little while. Isn't it kind of strange that has flown in, I guess? Just the fact that nobody was talking about the footprint until a little while ago, and now it's like the hottest thing, the most important thing to talk about. I just find it interesting. Guys, by the way, I put slow mode off. Are you guys still holding crypto? Yes or no? Let me quickly look in the chat box. There's 400 people watching, but I don't see that many people in the chat box here. Just kind of let me know. Right? Throw some stuff, right? Just show you're alive in the chat box real quick. That's why they're getting scared of the people's energy. So somebody says, boo NASCAR. In July we will fly. A lot of different statements. Okay, you guys are all doing good still, I see. Waiting to buy XRP, says Lemon Chicken. Damn, huh? We hodl. Holding Cardano on XRP. Let me quickly put out a little poll here, right? If I can. Have you sold your crypto in last week? Yeah. No. I put a little poll up here. I just love the poll feature that came into existence just now. I'm not sure exactly when it came, but I mean, I love it. Why is XRP going up? Is XRP going up right now, guys? I don't really firmly believe so. I think most things are going down, like you guys said, because the S&P moving down, because that's usually what happens. Now, Danske Bank and all these banks, they're getting into crypto piece by piece. Of course, you know the cycle, you know how it goes. We've covered it 1,000 times. Is that they first are hesitant, then they hate on it, or first they're hesitant, then they hate on it. Then it's a little bit of a denial type of thing. It's like, no, it's never going to get anywhere. And then boom, they adopt it too. You might kind of push those things around a little bit, kind of use them other way around. But it's basically the conclusion that they're afraid of this stuff, right? They always are. They always are. It would take a little bit of a while before they actually move on. That's just because they're scared to adopt newer tech, guys. That's just how it goes. Elon Musk is laughing at Shiba Inu community as they claim nobody will use Doge. So Shivatoshi Nakamoto said, some communities are really good at marketing themselves and making people want to be part of them. That's a reply to Shiba, who said, people won't use that shit coin, talking about Dogecoin. Thanks to Elon Musk for some use, the day Elon dumps it, it will be useless anyway. And it's kind of funny that Elon Musk is now laughing at all of that because it's pretty hard to say exactly what he means. Then again, who cares, right? I mean, if you're a Shiba holder, this might be really interesting to you. Otherwise, not exactly sure. Dusty, what do you think about the recent Spark airdrop discussions? I have to get into it a little bit further, man. I have to kind of look up because people have been talking about 2 options for your flare, but I don't even know exactly what they are. I guess it only matters, though, if you're a U.S. citizen and you are, kind of worried about your taxes. To be honest with you guys, don't tell others, right? Don't tell other people this. But I even did not claim a good part of my flare because I was too lazy. I told you guys before I'm doing it, I didn't. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't do it because I was just too lazy to go grab a Ledger Nano and get it arranged. All the XRP that was on exchanges is, easily claimed for me, but the XRP on my Ledger, I didn't go through the trouble of actually getting it done. I'm so sorry. I let you guys down, but the laziness got the best of me. It did. Here was something which kind of haunted me a little bit. Binance scam took everything, says YouTuber Tech Lead. This caught me kind of off guard. I'm not sure exactly how big of a YouTuber he is. I didn't check out the video itself. I only checked out the article. But the article is quite interesting. Then again, it's misleading. Because it's not a scam. I thought it was like there was a Binance lookalike that took their money. No. They're talking about the Binance leveraged tokens, which are basically like XRP up, XRP down, sushi up, sushi down, all of those, right? And what his stance was basically is that he used them, and while he was using them, Binance went down, or at least the futures market went down, and so you couldn't buy or sell them anymore. You couldn't do anything. And then a little bit later, they dropped like 80 or 90 or 95% or so, basically losing all their money. And all I can say is, yeah, that's a pretty shitty thing. Then again, you should ask yourself, how much money should you have in these leveraged tokens like that? Because if you're doing that, you're already kind of crazy like that, because Binance has some terms of use, and so it's a scary one. He's also saying that Binance is a structure, which is that they have no formal headquarters, and they're placed over like 50 countries or so. So who are you going to sue exactly? What part? That's, some people say, an elaborate structure, which is called the Byzantine structure, to kind of get out of regulatory stuff, to very strategically evade Bitcoin regulators. Another part is, well, do you want to kind of sue Binance? Because if you do that, you might actually mess yourself up more. Why? Well, if you're a crypto holder, you're bullish on crypto, and you lost money in this issue, it might hurt you way more if you're going to sue Binance by how much your crypto can go down in value if something actually happens to Binance. Now, I mean, maybe the compensation from you winning the lawsuit could be nice, but I'm not sure if the harm you're going to do is going to be better than the value lost by suing Binance. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that situation. Just quickly reading what you guys are saying. They can't print Doge like US dollars. Yeah, Doge is pretty... I mean, I wouldn't tell you that I am opposed to Doge, but I would tell you that I don't think Doge is like the best crypto for the longer term. All right, then again, I mean, Elon Musk is with it a little bit, and there are a lot of memes, and it's a meme token, so you could definitely hold some, in my opinion, but I wouldn't go 100% Doge or anything like that. I would also not go like 2% Doge even. I would go maybe like a couple of Doge coins just for fun. What if it ever goes to a couple of dollars, right? What if? But it wouldn't be my main type of crypto. Same thing for things like Shiba and stuff. You might want to hold some purely because what if the memes take over and the price goes times 50, but it wouldn't be one of my main crypto because it's just not a responsible thing to do. Is this bull run over, is what statistics asked? I personally think not, but then again, it depends on what you call a bull run, right? There's often differences in when exactly people consider something a bull run and when people something consider it not to be. Like right now, you might say the bull run is over, and already has been over for a couple of weeks now because, well, we made some lower lows. And, well, again, if you make a lower low, then the bull run is often considered to not be existent because a bull run means higher lows and higher highs. From that perspective, I would say, well, the structure has been broken. From a different perspective, I would say, well, if you follow stock to flow model and you follow the bigger picture, the bull market, which has started years ago and is still going on, is still continuing with, again, kind of cycles throughout the midst where you have a good correction and the correction takes a little bit of time. But generally speaking, crypto is gearing up for another higher price. At least that's my vision on it all, right? That we're just, how can you kind of say it the best way? You're just going down before going up high. I don't know how you say it, guys. I just personally think that we're going to see higher prices pretty soon here. It's just all a matter of getting everything right in order. Michael Hasdo coming in with 8 Australian dollars. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. That's appreciated, my buddy. But no, all right. So if you're asking my opinion, the bull run is not over. I think we will see higher prices. Let's see what else we got here. Michael Burry of Big Short predicts mother of all crashes. Sorry, I just told you. I don't think the bull run is over. And then all of a sudden we go into an article like this one. I think that's pretty funny. No, but the famed investor who called the housing bubble, Michael Burry of the film Big Short, has tweeted yet another warning about speculative fervor in crypto and meme stocks. To be honest, this is also one thing which is often called out. A guy like Michael Burry is becoming famous, or has become famous, I should say, for calling out a really big turnaround point. The thing is with these types of guys is, same thing for Wolf of Wall Street, that guy, Jordan Belfort. You often are going to continue on with what made you famous. So Michael Burry is going to keep trying to call out big crashes. And even though he's been wrong a couple of times in the midst where he says, oh, big crash is going to become a big crash, he is also calling out, of course, where the obvious lies, right? But it's the thing of being correct early enough, but then again, also late enough where you do it just before something happens. If I say, oh, the S&P 500 is going to crash, be warned. I am correct, because eventually the S&P 500 will correct and will crash. But it's the thing of, can you call it accurately? Saying that some stocks, meme stocks, like for example, meme crypto will crash is like, duh. But the question is, when exactly is it going to happen? Is it going to happen now, or in 9 years from now, or in like 7 months, or when? So just saying it eventually is going to crash, that gives me nothing. It's the question of when exactly is he going to do that? And yeah, he didn't really do too much of that sort. He just said, hey, it's going to go down, okay? I don't really know how to work with that, if you're asking me honestly. So yeah, I don't know. Let's just keep it for what it is. It's just a negative little article here. To be honest with you, it isn't that relevant nor that important. And coming back to the Paraguay thing, again, July going to legislate Bitcoin. Looking pretty damn juicy. Somebody in the chat box here says, Dusty, did you see Christopher Green on Twitter? Relist XRP in a month. How true is that? What are you talking about, my boy? I have no idea. Let me quickly tap it in on Twitter. Let me quickly find what you are referring to here. Christopher Green said something about XRP getting relisted. I will check it out. Christopher Green. Give me just a little second. I need to type in the name exactly correct. We'll just copy and paste. Uh-oh, it's going to rain, guys. No, my window on my car is still open. No, on the top. No, it's going to rain in. No, I should go there. Okay, I see the tweet here. 15 hours ago, this just came out. Okay. Breaking. I have sources confirming XRP to be relisted on Coinbase. Should happen in about a month. God bless. This is the biggest BS I've seen in a little while, all right? So you should actually go here, maybe, and, like, I don't know where you can do it, like, report this tweet, because this is, I will post, maybe I should also post this type of stuff to give myself a lot of attention. What people do here very often is just, they want to seek attention with tweets like this, but no, there's nothing which backs this up except for just some people's word of mouth. If I go say, yeah, Coinbase might relist, that's all you got. And this is exactly like I Am Ray says here. The source is like, just trust me, bro. Like, there's no legitimate source here putting this up because this speculation has been going on for months right now. I believe every single month since the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit started, there have been people who said, yeah, some source confirmed this is going to happen or that's going to happen. This is freaking, I really despise people like that, man. I really dislike this type of stuff. I can really get agitated when I see this, man. Honestly, it can really, really annoy me severely. Because there's no truth to this. You can't prove it to me. So, but yeah, he says save this tweet. We should. We definitely should. Then again, it also depends on when it's going to happen. Because again, come back to my earlier argument. If it happens in 9 months from now, he's going to say, yeah, I told you so. Right? He says now within a month, though. Within 31 days, let's say, all right? Okay, or I guess 18th of July, 2021. If it didn't happen, let's block this guy. Let's report him, and I will hand him over to the authorities for giving financial advice. I'm kidding, but that type of stuff really gets my blood boiling, to be honest with you, man. I don't know why it hurts me so much, but this type of stuff I find really annoying. What do you guys think about it? It's just, it's not, I wouldn't call it FUD. I would just call it, optimism that shouldn't be there. It's like hopium, maybe. '79 channel says SEC case still not settled until now. No, the SEC case is still not settled, man. And again, people are saying that the settlement could be coming like July. Sorry, not July, oh wow, why did I mess up right there? People are saying January as like a first thing. I would say there's two main options. One is a partial or complete settlement before summary judgment. Otherwise, you're going to see September, and then basically like some of those guys said, September kind of as an ending point. I would say October 15th or October 1st is like an ending point, plus or minus 2 months, making it, let's say, about January before summary judgment actually comes to a conclusion, I guess. But a partial settlement or a complete settlement could come at any point. It's just that since they delayed the discovery period, there's less chance of a settlement because, well, why would you extend it if you already had plans to settle towards something, right? That's basically the point that they've been bringing up. But no, we can hope all we want. It's almost impossible to come to a conclusion here. Yeah, man, so that's it. But all right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, just quickly help me out by pressing that like button. And also, please, 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 guys, subscribe to the channel. And if you don't have it yet, make sure you have the notification bell on. Did you guys actually get a notification for this video right here, for this live stream? I don't think so, right? Make sure you have that notification on right freaking now. It is so important. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do that really quickly. I try to provide the news as soon as I can, as humanly as possible. So I really recommend you guys to subscribe to the channel. You're not even doing it for me. You're also doing it for you, just so you're notified every single time something happens in the crypto space. It is a smart decision for yourself. It's a worthy investment that costs you absolutely nothing. So, yeah. Guys, as I just said, we're very close to 125,000 subs. I'm doing a phase review at 150,000. And if you ever have any other thing I don't know, think I can do better, just let me know, all right? But as I just said, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. I already saw one person just subscribed. Thank you very much. Who was that? Let me know in the chat box if you just subscribed to the channel. You're an amazing person. Every single one of you are just amazing. And I'll see you guys again a little bit later today. We'll do another live stream tomorrow, all right? I'm going to try and keep this little flow and momentum going of just doing more and more live streams. So stick around, stay tuned, and again, make sure you have that little button